What's up YouTube? Nick back again after a long time with another video. Today we're going to be talking about a little point and shoot camera that I picked up a while back to take on a couple of trips. That is this right here. The Canon Sure Shot Owl PF. I can't believe I remember the name of that while I was holding it up because it's a lot. Before I get into it, hit subscribe. It'll help me out a lot. Like button down below, and yeah, anyway, I actually picked this up right before I went to New York. I wanted to have a little 35mm camera to do some street photography with, but I didn't want to get anything that was too big. I really was trying to pack as lightly as possible. I was by myself. I was trying to take one bag. I took like this bag, and then I took my giant Peter McKinnon bag. I believe it's the biggest one they make, and that's what I took on my trip. And I wanted to pack it. I had to put my clothes and my camera gear, and I had this. I had my Fuji X-H2S with a couple of lenses, and I had my Pentax 645N along with the film, my microphones and stuff to record, which I didn't use. And so I was trying to pack as light as possible. I knew I wanted 35mm, so I picked this up. And if you have been checking out the channel for a while, you know that I had a different point and shoot Canon camera. It had a zoom lens and it was variable aperture. And I just wanted to keep it as simple as possible. So I didn't really want a zoom lens. I would rather have a prime that was good quality and just a fixed aperture. I feel like I'm struggling to talk. Anyway, so I picked this up. I got it for 50 bucks, probably a little bit more than I should have spent. But you know what? I sold the other one for a decent price, so I wasn't out money. I wanted to give it a shot. A couple of pros about this camera. First of all, I don't know if you see, but the viewfinder is huge. A lot of point and shoot cameras, I have like a lot of trouble looking through the viewfinder because they're so tiny. Like, I don't know, like I get trying to minimize the size, but come on. I have normal size eyeballs. Like, give me a viewfinder I could use. And it's very clear, it's bright, I love it, it's great. Another pro is that this thing is hella simple. Like, got a little, flip this, it uncovers the lens to turn it on, flip it back, turn it off. You have your shot counter on the top with a little toggle flash button. That's your shutter button right there. Still trying to catch my face. Shutter button. There's like a little button to use for self-timer, and there's another one to rewind the film if you want to do that a little early. And that's it. There is nothing for controlling like shutter speeds or ISO or anything like that. And that brings me to my first con. It's a little bit too simple. So everything I read online is that this camera works with specific types of film. Excuse me if I don't get the correct terminologies or whatever. I am still an amateur when it comes to film. Like, there's a coating on certain films, and this camera automatically reads those coatings and knows what ISO that they are. So unless you have a 100, 200, or 400 ISO film with this coating on it, you have no way of controlling what the camera's gonna do. Which means that the roll of Cinestill 800T that I have in my fridge, I took that to New York to use, and I didn't research it ahead of time. And so I ended up not being able to use that in this camera because I can't control anything. Another con is that it's just too simple. There's just, I don't know. I like a little bit more control than this. And probably the biggest con is that, well, it's plastic. I'm afraid to drop this and break it at any given moment. Also, you can't really tell when you're focusing if the camera's actually focusing or not. It just kind of tells you like, yeah, I'm focused, you can make a shot now. And then you kind of hope it actually works. I missed a lot of shots because of that. But who do I recommend this sort of camera for? If you are not sure you're gonna be into film photography, you wanna dip your toes in just to kind of get a feel for things. Something like this or something like this will be great for you. You really don't have to think. You're probably gonna get decent shots, and I think you'll either figure out that you enjoy it or you figure out that it's just not for you, and you'll either stick to digital or you'll just not do photography. But anyway, I'm gonna show some shots that I took with this camera. I know I ran on for like 6 minutes. I'm gonna show some shots with this camera and let me know what you think of the camera. If you've used this before, let me know what your experience is, or what point and shoot cameras that are a fixed lens and you can actually change the ISO do you recommend? Because I would really like a point and shoot 35mm camera, because at this point I think I might end up just selling some stuff and just getting like a Canon like SLR, like autofocus, like something way too fancy just to shoot 35mm on. Anyways, hope you enjoy the photos. Thank you for watching. Hit subscribe, like, and I hope to see you next time.